And Senator Kirk, we do welcome you. You come from a very important aviation state. Thank you for making time this morning in your schedule to talk about how you see aviation competition.
Madam Chair, could I deliver my statement talking to the board? I came here to brief. I'm surprised that the Senate knows so little about the C919, this aircraft, now but being underdeveloped with $29 billion in Chinese subsidy for the R&D for this aircraft. If you don't recognize these aircraft really well, this is a competitor to the 737, which as senators you guys probably always fly. One of the best-selling mid-range U.S. airliners. Want to make sure that just as this aircraft hits the market in 2018, as we expect, we have an export-import bank to finance sales of U.S. aircraft overseas, and make sure that this thing is not that when these days when you get on an airplane for United or American, you're overwhelmingly likely to be at a fly in the USA aircraft. Want to make sure that you're not flying China in the future days. There are so many jobs associated with civil aviation in the United States, as the chairwoman pointed out. This aircraft is now coming on to compete with us. There should probably be 2 aircraft. There is a Russian jet coming that's called the Super Jet that will also be in the 737 space. I want to make sure that we have export-import bank to take on these competitors to make sure that our U.S. dominance of this field is continued. So let's keep U.S. aviation going and make sure that's always made in the USA. That is very important for our senators who are always flying, to make sure you're always a U.S. standard, U.S. built manufactured aircraft. Want to make sure that that continues. And that concludes my statement. So remember, you guys, the C919, it's coming to get us. And this is the time to not stop the operations of XM. I'll briefly continue. These aircraft generally sell for between 50 to 100 million each. When we've heard about the discounts that the chairwoman mentioned, sometimes you could get the price down to 50 or 25 million, which will really wipe us out if we have prices that low. Want to make sure that there is a huge supply chain standing behind each one of these aircraft. Make sure there's all American to make sure that we keep going. With that, let me conclude my brief on the C919.
Thank you, Senator Kirk.
Thank you.
Could I just ask you, what do you think the impact is in the state of Illinois as it relates to?
In the state of Illinois, we have about $175 million in exports, which are funded by XM, with over 100 companies.
Thank you. Anybody else? Questions for our colleague?
I expect to get your votes, guys. No.
Well,
I will tell
as they say, a picture is 1,000 words, and so thank you very much. You've painted a very precise picture this morning.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Okay, well.